So let's take a minute to go through the syllabus together. Hopefully you printed it along with the course schedule, and you can go along with me as I talk through this. So again, this is EDTC 538, Principles of Instructional Design and Technology, and this is the summer of 2013. Your syllabus contains important information about the course, including my contact information, so you have my office phone and fax and where I'm located here on the Stephenville campus. And in terms of emailing, please only send email within the Blackboard course site system. If you send it to my Tarleton address, it's bound to get lost in the sea of emails that I get every day. Below the professor contact information, you'll see our CNI graduate program goals. And those are for us to provide you with knowledge, application, and communication to be leaders in the field of curriculum and instruction. That's just the general gist of what we're trying to accomplish with our program. And you can read through these for a little bit more detail. In terms of our own course, this course is designed to arm you with critical knowledge and skills for designing and implementing online learning objects, tools, and activities to engage and empower your students. It is a very applicable course, and you're going to get a lot of hands-on experience. Our goal is for you to develop enduring understandings of effectively designing and implementing online learning objects, tools, and activities, and demonstrating your knowledge of strategically integrating a variety of instructional technologies for teaching and learning, and then collaborating with your fellow participants. And this is one of the key enduring understandings, and that is creating sort of this personal learning network that you can sustain even after our course is over. The next section is our learning outcomes, and you're all educators, so you recognize these as sort of action-oriented goals or outcomes. These are what will drive our learning activities and tasks each week. So you have these written in terms of your knowledge outcomes, things that I hope that you leave the course knowing, and your skill outcome, and those are things that I hope you can leave the course and be able to do. So in terms of what you know, I hope that you leave knowing research best practices for using technology to enhance teaching and learning. I hope that you can articulate an understanding of educational technology trends and issues and how that impacts your teaching and your students' learning. I hope that you can identify task and time commitment that you need to be able to effectively integrate technology into your own teaching practice. Identify theories, and I know sometimes that turns people off, but theories are truly the foundation for effective strategic technology integration, and they'll be woven into the course as well. I hope that you can articulate an understanding of the importance of why we need to be more information literate and teach digital citizenship. And I hope that you can articulate how teachers can spur change for getting other teachers and perhaps administrators to integrate technology into their own practices. And then in terms of the skills that you'll develop, I hope that you're able to develop and apply appropriate strategies for promoting active and collaborative learning using technology. And then I want you to leave here specifically able to utilize and identify different applications and tools in these categories. So we have learning management systems, which is this week, online communication and collaboration tools, which is during week 2, websites and apps, week 3, tools for content curation and creation, which is week 4, and finally multimedia tools, which will be week 5. And then finally, I hope that you can develop and apply appropriate strategies for spurring change for technology integration for teaching and learning. So all of these learning outcomes will drive everything that we do in this course. The good news about this free course is that there's also no textbook required. You do need a high-speed, reliable, internet-connected computer to complete this course because it's fully online. And in terms of the skills that you need to be successful in this course, I expect that you'll have computer skills in terms of navigating the internet with a web browser, downloading documents, attaching files, troubleshooting common problems, using a word processor and presentation software, and using folders to organize files on your computer. If you don't have some of those computer skills, I suggest that you get up to speed on honing in on those skills, because it's going to be very difficult for you to be successful to complete the requirements of the course without those skills. The same goes for time management skills. It being an online course, you need to really try to maximize your efficiency and plan out when you're going to complete the course requirements. And I've tried my best to give you estimates for how long things will take in the course, and to try to scaffold the course schedule and outline so that you can sort of check off things as we go. But you will need those time management skills. And then finally, reading, writing, and communication skills. The writing proficiency statement just basically says that owing to the nature of the teaching profession, you need to present that professional image, not only in your face-to-face contact with people, but in your writing and in your communications online with people. So that writing proficiency statement is important. The method of instruction is based both on constructivism and connectivism learning theory. And we'll talk a little bit more about those in week 2. But the idea is, again, for you to, going back to those skill outcomes, create that sustainable personal learning network with your fellow participants in the course that you can call upon even after the course is over. And that's the whole idea behind connectivism. It's a large enrollment course. It's Tarleton's first OOC is what we're calling it. So it's an open online course. It's not necessarily massive like some of the MOOCs that have been in fashion lately. We wanted to limit the number because we want to test to see if we can still provide large enrollment courses of this size with the same quality and interaction that we know that's critical for online courses. So that's what we're testing this summer, and we're glad to have you be a part of it. Having such a large enrollment means that we have to have team leads who are going to help facilitate the course and have groups of students, 25 to 30 students on each team. We're using the Blackboard course site system, and most if not all of the learning experiences are going to be derived using interactive content and soft chalk lessons, demonstration videos where I kind of walk you through how to do something or what describing what something is, readings, small group collaborative exercises, social media posts, individual experiments for practice and application of technology integration, reflection activities, and individual self-assessments. Should you need help with something related to our course, so say a file doesn't open or you're not able to print something, or your browser crashes every time you open a screen, I encourage you to call one of these 2 help desks. Tarleton's Blackboard help desk is open until 10 p.m. most evenings at this toll-free number, or the Blackboard course sites help desk I think is open a little bit more frequently than the Tarleton help desk, so you can also reach out to them and either open a ticket or call them toll-free. Also, if you would like a tutorial on the specific tools found in course sites, you can visit this hyperlink here. I've kind of gone through some of the tools with you in the orientation videos that are, the tools that are specific to our course. So again, I firmly believe that interaction is at the heart of the learning experience in an online course, and so I encourage you to make contact and connect and collaborate with your fellow participants, with me, and with your team leads. In terms of contacting myself or your team lead, you can do that via the mail tool within Blackboard course sites, and try to give us 24 to 48 hours to respond depending on when you send that email. Okay, so how are you going to be evaluated in the course? We're going to be using a 100-point grading scale, and so an A is 90 to 100 and so forth. And you can see the percentage breakdown here in terms of the different deliverables in the course. So you'll have 5 team discussions and 5 class tweets, and that will be 20%. 4 key point Google Doc contributions at 20%. 4 technology experiment activities at 20%. 5 self-assessment quizzes at 10%, and 5 reflection entries at 30%. And so let's kind of go through and talk about each one of these. So the team discussions and class tweets. So you're going to participate in discussions with your team. Again, your team is of 25 to 30 students, and that will be on Google+. And you'll basically on Google Plus just respond to a prompt that your team lead gives and then dialogue with your peers. So that's the way that you'll connect with your team. And then for how you'll connect with the class as a whole, you're going to use Twitter. And so you'll be required to send a tweet during those weeks using the class hashtag #TarletonOOC. And don't worry about this during week 1. All of this will be set up during week 2 in terms of Google Plus and Twitter. Next is your Key Point Google document, and this is basically where you'll collaborate in small groups of 5 to 6 students, and you're going to contribute and comment on key points related to the content of the course, and that's in a shared Google document. So you'll be creating that document as a group and commenting on each other's key points. That again is not going to start until week 2, so you won't have to worry about it this week. Next, you have your technology experiment activities, and this is where you'll watch video demonstrations of educational tools, and then you'll get to experiment using those tools from both a student perspective and a teacher perspective. Then you have your reflection entries, and this is sort of the meat of the class because it's where you're going to reflect on what you've learned, process what you've learned and new skills that you've gained, sort of provide evidence that you did experiment with the tools, but I think more importantly, really sort of hone in on exactly how you could use this in your own teaching practice. And I'll give you some questions to think about as you're reflecting that will help you determine the value of a specific tool. All of the questions you need to answer to strategically integrate technology into teaching. And then you'll have your self-assessment quizzes, and those are very low-stakes quizzes that basically just are assessing knowledge, and you can take them as many times as you want during the week. All right, moving on to some notes for the syllabus. First, you have to complete this course with a C or better to receive credit for it on your transcript at Tarleton. Likewise, you have to complete it with a C or better to receive your CPE credits for the state. Your success in this course requires that you participate each week, and all deliverables are due on Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. However, I would encourage you not to wait until Sunday at 10 p.m. to get started. You're not going to have enough time to collaborate with your fellow participants or complete the assigned readings or activities in time. A syllabus is a planning document, and it could change, and especially in a course like this where we're testing out this new sort of instructional model of having 150 to 180 students, the syllabus could change. So this note number 3 is just to draw your attention to the fact that it could change, and if it does, I will let you know within a week of the change decision. You'll see the course topic outline here, and I'm just going to kind of gloss over it because I'm going to go into the course schedule in a little bit more detail. But these are just the broad topics and the actual tool categories that we'll be covering for the 5 weeks that we have to spend together. In terms of standards of conduct and academic honesty, I have an expectation for you to maintain the highest standards of personal and scholarly conduct. That's my expectation as the professor, and Tarleton has that expectation for students who successfully complete the course. So be sure you read through our academic honesty statement here. And then in terms of our C&I graduate program expectations for professionalism, we expect that you can communicate effectively regarding best practices in education, that you can collaborate with your colleagues, mentors, and supervisors, that you can demonstrate commitment to the teaching profession and exercise leadership, that you can take responsibility for utilizing professional teaching practices, and always strive to improve your professional growth, and that you'll uphold the code of ethics for Texas educators and abide by local, state, and federal rules, regulations, and policies. And that is it with regard to the syllabus. Again, be sure you printed a copy of the syllabus and have it handy on the desk next to your computer.